Well, my intergalactic friends, welcome back here to another Infinite Galaxy content. And yes, as you've seen in the title, there is some big changes coming up here in Infinite Galaxy. I'm Shinchi42, your sponsored content creator here in Infinite Galaxy. And today we're going to go into the Discord of Infinite Galaxy. So if you guys have not joined Discord of Infinite Galaxy, well, join that Discord now. If you're curious on how to get there, you can go through here and go to settings. You can go to community and then you can click Discord. Another thing is that if you want to join our Discord, there is a link in the description. And of course, if you want to play this game on BlueStacks, and there's also a link in the description on how you can get there. As you can see, I am playing this game in the computer and it's really nice. And if you were thinking about like farm accounts, you know, we've talked about this previously. You can open like multiple instance of BlueStacks and you can open up multiple account in BlueStacks. So if you want to do that, go into our description and click the link and download it from there now. So today we're going to talk about the update because there's some major changes about the warships in the game. This is a meta changing update. It's very interesting, honestly, and the reason why they're doing this is that they're really trying to balance everything out. They're trying to set a groundwork. They're trying to set a foundation and how things are going to go. For most of you guys, we are pretty much the tester of the game. So if you have been playing this game for a month or 2 months, you are the tester of the game. Because the game is still at this very baby stages. Right now it's trying to form its foundation. So if there are a bunch of changes that you're like, oh man, why is the game updating so quickly? And you just have to understand that we're in the very early stages of the game, and there's of course a lot of learning process for the developers and the players and how things are going to work. So for now, let's go into the Discord and see what's the update going to be. All right, so an important update coming with some modifications, battle mechanic changes, and series events. So basically they said here is that since the game has been officially released, they've been really getting a lot of suggestions and feedback, which is really good and which is really healthy. And what's nice about this is that the game is actually listening to the player base, you know, so this is a good approach for the game, a very good direction where we're going to. So the feedback mainly is really about the range. So they're talking about like the cruiser has a 15 to 17 and then destroyers have 10 to 11 and frigates to 5 to 7. And with the current battle mechanics, right, the fleets prioritize attacking any enemy fleets that enters in your own range. So if we go into battle in here, let's go and watch some video in here in the replay. And you can see it's based on the range. As you can see, the frigates are the one who's getting eliminated first. We can speed that up in here. Right, so it's based on the frigate, destroyer, and then cruisers with that systematical attack, or I guess the mechanics of the game. Right, so with that being said, it's going to change. What you know now is going to change. So this is going to be the new norm for the new players once this update is live. So one issue that they have in here is that they're talking about, you know, that there is the advantage and disadvantage. So if you take a look into your spaceport in here, let's go into spaceport and let's go into the shipbuilding, and you can see that there is the relationship of each warship in here, right? Frigates should be able to beat the cruisers easily, cruisers for destroyers, destroyers to frigate. But with the system that is going on with the current mechanics, the cruisers have been the one that is like deemed to be the strongest, or like the meta. This option isn't even considered to be very strong. What they're saying in here is like, hey, you know what? I think we had some issue in here. Like, why is cruisers becoming like the fan favorite of everybody? With the current mechanics, it says here that every warship will prioritize attacking enemy warship that enter your range, which we have shown in the previous replay. So what's going to happen is that every type of warship prioritize attacking the same type of enemy warship within range, then attacking enemy warship that restrained by you, and finally attacking enemy warship types that restrains you. So here's a sequence, right? So cruisers, if you see a cruiser and you're, you know, cruiser setup, and what's going to happen is that cruiser will battle prioritizing the same type of, you know, ship, of course, and then it's going to attack cruisers that enters your own range. So cruisers will hit cruisers first, and then after that, what's going to happen is that if you look into this, so cruisers will hit cruisers first, and then after cruisers eliminated all the other cruisers, it's going to then attack the destroyers. So if you're now with destroyers, destroyers will hit destroyers first before it will go into attacking the frigates, and then after that is going to attack the one that, of course, the only one left behind that restrains like destroyers, which is the cruisers. So that's the sequence. I think it's relatively easy to grab and understand in here. So the question in here is that why are they really doing this? Is it necessary? I kind of get the point of why, because if everybody is just using cruisers and they're not getting hit right away, the system of this relationship does not apply. It does not apply very well, and this is their basically knee-jerk reaction to balance out the cruisers. We did a video of this actually, which is surprisingly, we did a video on explaining on how meta the cruisers are, and how when you're working on Brawn tests and Cyclops and we were using cruiser, you're definitely gonna have you're gonna be the one who's like last to get defeated, so less heal, all right, or less repair. This is their knee-jerk reaction to fix it, to balance things out, which I think it's not a bad approach, which is going to give a fair game for the frigates and as well as for the destroyers as well. So the question in here, and how should we approach the warship formations now as the the update goes live? I think there are some changes that what's going to happen in here is that maybe setting up a full destroyer is not a good idea anymore. Setting up a full frigates might not be a good idea, because then you'll get countered. Let's just assume this is a one-on-one situation. But of course, when it comes to stacking, it's not a big deal, because when stacking, you're then combined with everybody's fleets, everybody's warship, right? So in a one-on-one scenario, and correct me if I'm wrong, I could be wrong, but in one-on-one scenario, you might really want to have that combinations of different warship just so you can buffer things out. So let's say I am doing a Hades, right? And what we have determined is that cruisers will hit Hades in a very strong relationship, right? The advantage is there for cruisers. So what then I can do is I can add some cruisers to protect my Hades. So if I see a cruiser, it will hit that cruiser first before it really hit my Hades, and then my Hades can attack the enemy cruisers. So that's something that I can do to protect my Hades. Now it'll be the same thing for Artemis. Maybe you need to buffer it out with a little bit of destroyer, so when you see a destroyer, your frigates wouldn't get targeted first and take bulk of the damage. So you add that little meat shield in there to protect, if you are doing a one-on-one. Like I said, if this is like a stacking with everybody, I don't think it's going to really matter. You can also add 3 type of warship still if you want to buffer out the other one. So maybe I can put a little bit of a frigate, a little bit in my Hades. I can put a little bit of frigate, a little bit of a cruisers, and then the majority jam-packed it with the Hades. But of course, if I'm going to put some frigates, not a whole lot, because there is no laser frigates. So if it's a cruisers, I can stack it up a little bit more with some laser cruisers that will also benefit with my equipment being laser weapon type. So there's also some things that will happen. It says in here there's going to be some adjustments. Frigates reducing its HP and increasing its attack. Destroyers increasing HP and increasing attack. Cruisers will slightly increase HP, increase shield, and slightly increase attack as well. So in this setup, I know I've seen people like mention something like cruisers might not be good anymore. Honestly, it's not that. They're trying to balance it out to where like cruisers is not like too OP. Cruisers, when you have your setup with cruisers, I don't think it's going to be really bad. I mean, I think it's going to be still good setting that up. I mean, it depends now. It's more strategic and playing onto the setup. So if nobody ever plays cruisers, then the destroyers is going to dominate. And if nobody plays destroyers, right, then the frigates are going to dominate. If nobody has frigates, and then cruisers are going to dominate. So it's a matter of combinations of every warship type and how you can succeed in this game. They're making us think, which is really good, and I like it. I like the challenge. It's actually not a bad idea when they are doing this. So, majority of you guys have probably invested on the hype of Cyclops, because using cruisers and really participating on events, and you can hella win on that one. honestly, it's still not a bad idea to have cruisers. I mean, having Cyclops is still not a bad idea. I don't think it's not a big issue in my opinion. I don't really have Cyclops because I've already focused on Hades. But the option of having Cyclops and using a kinetic weapon, keep in mind, kinetic is better than laser, and then the last one is missile. So having a Cyclops with kinetic cruiser still is a good one. If you tune in, if you subscribe, turn your notification on, follow us in here, press that thumbs up. In the next video, we're going to talk about a little bit more in detail what I have just mentioned here today. So there's also going to be some events that are going to happen. So maybe kind of go through this. There's a lot of text. I mean, I don't want to just read it verbatim for you guys, but as you can see in here, we know this changes some of the previous options of basically affecting the warship, flagship selection, core module, blah, 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 and crew, and to strengthen the depth of the strategy. Okay, yada, yada, I got it. But here's the thing. There's going to be an event called Ring of Power, warship swap event. So basically in this event, you can swap your frigates, destroyers, and cruisers for any warship of the same rank. For example, if you have 120 frigates, rank 5, total leadership of 360, it can be exchanged for 36 destroyers. I mean, this is pretty cool, but like, I wish there is a function to where we can upgrade our rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, rank 5, rank 6, rank 7. I think there should be an option for that. And maybe, I don't know, I kind of want to delete one. I know it also makes sense, but like, if there's no upgrade, help put a delete function there, because I want to delete some of my lower tier ones. But I mean, this is nice because sometimes you get free warship from the training, what is that called again? The training center. So sometimes you get some free warship there. It's cool if you can convert those. So if you go in here to training, tactical training base, and sometimes there are packs, right, where you can, get warship as well. Then you can just convert them all into the specific warship that you're looking for. I don't think they thought about that. They might not like that I said that. A recode. Okay, core module reset. So after the battle mechanics have been updated, core module points will automatically reset. Okay, that's cool. And we'll talk about that once we get there. So heroic frame. This is going to be a little bit more into the crew. It says here, some commanders have selection preference based on their previous flagship or fleets. Similarly, they have preferential selected to train Malthus for frigates, Irving for destroyers, Goodman for cruisers, frigates for other crew. So there's gonna have a event or mechanics available to, I guess they're gonna have this thing called unlock the online crew reset event. During this event, commanders can select any 10 purple or orange crew. After being reset, crew will return to their original status. Crew XP, previous upgrade costs will be completely returned. And total amount of crew data from the previous advanced cost will be converted to purple and orange infinite data card. So there's going to be a new item called infinite data. So there's going to be a new item called infinite data card. And you can use your purple and orange infinite data card items to exchange for any other purple and orange crew data cards. It's going to be very interesting. So they're also optimizing the crew property system, remove the requirement of some crew with the same stat being assigned to activate first property. Oh, okay. There's gonna be a whole revamp of what's going to happen. Change it to only requiring the level to activate the property and to get the stat bonus. At the same time, greatly increase the max limit of stat bonus. For example, increase the max limit for stat bonus of orange crew from 16 to 40 points and increase max limit. Okay, for purple to 10 to 20. Very interesting. There's a lot of stuff that is going to happen in here. If I'm correct, there is going to be a reset. I don't think I've mentioned that. I believe there's going to be a reset in here. So if you had worked on Brontes, Orion, Artemis, Hades, and other flagship, you will unlock a flagship reset in this event, in this recasting flagship. But so sorry for those players who have invested into Odysseus, Prometheus, and Cyclops, because they're not available into the shop. Then you can't get a Federation credit. So strategy is going to change, but I think I'm going to be sticking with my Hades. So I might actually reset to my Artemis with this approach. and I can get my Hades up in a very high rank, because I always suggest this to you guys, focus one flagship at a time. So I'm gonna, probably reset Artemis, max this one out, because my Artemis is like, what, rank 5? Oh, that's gonna be cool. Hey, you know what's a good tip is maybe, I don't know yet, maybe if you purchase all of these Artemis ones in here, buy these, and that could get converted into a Federation credit. Not a bad idea, right? And then if you don't want to work on Artemis, then you can use that. Well, that's not Artemis. Then you can use that into something else. Not a bad idea, I think. Let me know in the comment section below. By the way, as you're watching this video, let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think so far with the update? Do you have anything like concerning to suggest to us? All right. So basically what's going to happen here, there's going to be 3 updates. It's going to be split. You're probably going to watch this video when, on June 9th, because it's already June 8th, and you will see the crew related modification. That's why I didn't really want to go through too much in this, because it's going to happen anyway. They said crew reset event temporarily won't be available on the June 17th. So right about next week, the new battle mechanics will be updated first in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 servers, and the fleet, flagship, crew, and core module events will be available right away for that. And then it's gonna cascade to us. I'm in Nebula 15, so I'm gonna have to wait for that. And then on June 23, this new mechanic will be completely updating the remaining server. Oh, okay, so the 23rd, so at the end of the month, so on a Wednesday, they like to update on Wednesday, I think. The fleet, flagship, crew module events will be available, but if we discover any problems and bugs and updates in the updates, there will be changes in the schedule. Okay, that's pretty good. So basically these are the guinea pigs right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just keep in mind, as the game develops, of course, the game is going to improve, the game is going to adjust. Always provide your feedback. If you guys don't know, I do this a lot. I go into feedback. I've been providing so many feedbacks to them. As you can see, there's a bunch of tabs in here. Let's close that out. And, as you can see, I have so many, like, what is that called? Concerning feedback, helping the game to develop. So make sure to do your part as well. And make some suggestions how you think how do you think the game is going to improve, and that, because the game is going to only be successful with the community behind it. So it's all up to you to make the game better. All right, the game works for you, so provide your opinion, give them your feedback, and just keep enjoying the game as we made so many great friends in here. And hopefully things get better here in Nebula 15. It's going to be very interesting. Oh, by the way, I'm still complaining about this, is that if you look into our HQ, this thing that we participated on in an event is about 6 days left. I think the game really needs to make an update to make it permanent. God, this needs to be permanent. Game, please listen. We want this permanent, because the players have spent so much, the entire alliance, the entire group. They want it to be permanent because of the type of event that it was. Or at least allow the leaders to activate it when we need it, because we don't really need it today and it's already activated. It sucks. But besides that, I've been really enjoying this game, and hopefully you guys are, my intergalactic friends. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about the update? And I'll see you again next time. Thanks for subscribing and turning your notification on and watching the video.